I looking? Is it this one? Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's. I think we are Yeah.
Are we live? Okay. Good morning, track and field fans. And I knew exactly what camera to look at, and it was this one. How are you guys doing this morning? We're doing great.
Yeah,
it's
bad.
sunny,
Not
right?
bad, not
this
bad.
is the first sunny day we've had, I think, in the morning in the last couple of days. It's day 8 or day 6 if you're not counting the rest days. Depends what you like. Yeah, it's a good morning here. We've got our coffee, and we're excited for a fun day of track and field. How's everyone's morning going?
It's going. I'm a little tired, I'll say.
Yeah. What are you at? You level wise? Give us a level out of 100%.
Out of
Yeah.
I'm at 75. I'm at 70%.
That's
You're at
actually
70?
higher than what I thought you were
Yeah.
going to give.
Yeah, that's
No,
pretty high.
I mean, I look, I'm just a little bit tired. I'm gonna get there.
Right.
But my God, we've been doing a lot of talking.
Right.
Nonstop.
And the off days, as we
The
said,
off days
weren't really off.
weren't really an off day. The off days were actually the most talking. Plus the group runs.
Right.
But my God.
But you've taken all this time to be at 70%, which I think is enough to maybe try and give the pledge a try. What do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely can give the pledge a try.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I gotta take my hat too.
Yeah.
You got it.
Am I freestyling
You're
it? Yeah.
freestyling it. I think you got to do it.
Here at New Balance,
Okay.
no matter the okay, let me start over.
Yeah.
Here at New Balance, we celebrate runners of all shapes and stride lengths.
Yeah.
No matter the pace, the distance, or the frequency, if you run, you're a runner. New Balance. Run your way.
Yeah, well done, Eric.
Yes.
Well done. I think the
right.
stride lengths thing is the part you've added. Yeah.
Well,
I'm for it. I'm right for it.
Short kings, tall
Yeah.
kings.
It's,
It's all for you.
Whether you stride.
I don't even know. That's what I said last night, and I was like, I think it's somewhat close.
Right.
I think it's really good.
Right.
I think it's so.
Mitch, you
It's
know
about
it?
75% correct.
Do you know it?
Actually, yeah.
Better than that?
Actually, yeah.
No,
Mitch, you used
no,
to say it.
I think you did a great job.
Yeah.
Please,
you want to leave it at
Mitch,
that?
please, just try and do it.
No, I think you did a great.
I'm begging you,
We
Mitch.
need to do it twice.
The pl-
We don't. Why would we've already? You've
Do you not-
already
do you
nailed
not
it
believe
one
in it?
time. No, I
sounds
believe.
like he
I
kinda
believe
doesn't
in it. But
believe
you
in it.
said it with that much conviction. We don't need to stare down the barrel twice.
You don't
Okay,
wanna
fine.
he doesn't want to follow
Yeah.
that. That's
That
what
was
it is.
Karen, what if
That
you,
was
what
a-
if
that
you
was
gave
a-
it a shot?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Hey. Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna really try here. I can't. It's hard to follow that. I don't think we have to stand again because we already gave respect.
No, but take the hat off.
Take the hat off.
Yeah.
Here we go. New Balance celebrates all runners of levels and styles. No matter the distance, pace, or frequency,
Yeah.
you're a runner. Run your way.
Yeah. Hey, that was great.
That was good.
I think you've done a good job at condensing it.
It was pretty
Right,
good.
you're
This
getting
is
the
part
major,
no
you're getting the
version.
major headlines.
Was I just dragging it out?
It was a little dragged out,
No,
but
I think both of you did a good
Yeah.
job at condensing.
it's
it.
the
I think
key.
we're missing a few words in
Right.
there.
Ours
let's
together.
pull it up and
you
see.
got the key
you
parts.
left out shapes
Uh,
No, that's intentional, though. I
stride
don't-
lengths. Yeah.
Hold on, if
I
I
don't
just,
like the shapes
If I
part.
just, oh, hold on, no, it's been
I just
sent.
like the
Cool.
levels and the styles.
Okay.
No matter the distance.
Do you want me to do the actual?
Yeah, no, the actual one.
So New Balance, this is for you
Oh,
to
they
remember.
believe.
Ready?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
say the
New
right
Balance
thing.
celebrates runners of all levels and styles.
And styles.
Yeah, so not the
I think I said levels
It's
and
kind
styles.
of fun.
levels in there.
I think I
yeah.
said styles and
Okay,
levels,
yeah.
Okay.
but
They
Mine
believe
was
there's no single right way to run.
yeah.
Just
your
your way.
way.
There we go. If you run, no
No
matter the distance,
pace, or frequency,
Here we go.
Yeah.
You're
you're
a
a
runner.
runner. New Balance.
Run your way.
Run
So
your
you
way.
guys are really, You guys
Jeez.
you just needed the steering.
Yeah.
I just needed to
We
give you the
needed
flow.
you.
I needed to give you the
You need
flow
to
of
give
it,
me-
and
yeah.
you had the words.
It's like when you know, it's like
Yeah.
when you know a song, but you
Right.
couldn't. Once they start singing, it's like,
It's
oh,
like,
I got
oh, I
it.
know.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on,
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe I can just, what I'll do is I'll just start the first line and
I
then
don't
let
think
you
so.
guys.
I don't think you're gonna get
There you go.
out of it completely. Like at some point, you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, you're really
From
trying
memory.
to distance yourself
So
from
I'll
this.
try
I guess
tomorrow.
the shapes and stride lengths isn't at all part of
But
it.
I think the stride lengths is an important addition.
it is
Yeah.
close.
Because people have different
Well,
stride
Yeah,
lengths.
I guess it's actually not close,
It's not really.
but it's kind of fun.
I think it's accurate. You see so
I
many
mean, it
stride
is what
lengths
they
out
are
there.
saying.
It's
They
the
are
same me-
saying
it's
no
the
matter
same
who you
message.
are
Yeah.
and
Right.
like how you run, you're a runner.
Yeah.
There needs to be
And
more.
so they are saying like no matter your shape
Right,
or
right.
your stride
Or your-
length. Because they would agree
You're
with
a
that.
runner. Yeah.
It is
No,
condensed into there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the no
I
matter
don't
your
know.
proper fit? Can we say that? Is that the right? We're talking about British slang. Is that a word? No
Oh.
matter your fit.
No,
No matter
you're
your
still
proper
no,
fit?
no.
No, that's
You're
not right.
Like you're saying
We
like
could,
you're
we,
still,
we definitely,
No matter
we
if you're
definitely
hot
could
or
say
not.
that.
actually. Well, I guess
I kind
that's
of like it.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
Yeah.
Right? And beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. You
You're-
might think you're proper fit.
You are a
and you
runner.
might not be. You might not be proper fit, and you might be. So that's what I like about it.
That is the if there's a UK show, they're
Yeah.
probably reading that.
Right.
So you've probably written the dialogue now.
Aw.
If you ever go to the UK, we'll be
Guys,
set.
come on, put us in.
You're doing jobs
We
for
increased our.
others.
All right,
No,
we've got some runners coming past.
Don't know those guys.
All
yeah.
right.
Hey man.
That's the thing
all,
about.
all shapes and strides.
Yes.
There they are.
Good running
That's
backs
our
on those
sample
guys.
size.
They're runners.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, what a brand New Balance is, right? Shit, they do a great job.
I want to know who wrote this. Was it Mr. New Balance himself?
It was me.
Or Mrs.
Chris.
Wow. Aw.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah. It really tapered. It really tapered. We could talk about anything. What about the? Okay, can I want to say
Here
this.
we
We
go.
saw some runners run past. I want to know this. How tough is it to be like just not into running in this town? Because everyone's a runner. Do you know what I mean? Is it tough to live here and just not give a crap about running? What do you think?
I don't know.
You wouldn't know what that's like.
When I did live here, I really gave a crap about running.
Right.
But no, you see a lot of people out there that absolutely don't give a shit. There are guys out here all day in front of the on the corner.
Picking up garbage.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Actually, they're pissed everyone's running. They're like, what the hell is that thing over there? Talking about Hayward Field. They're like, that thing, I gotta get in there. I don't know what it is. Don't know what the big deal about that thing is, but shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can live here and not give a shit about running.
What do you think?
I think it's possible, but I think it would be weird. Right, because it's called TrackTown USA. Like,
Right. You should have seen that, and when you moved, like on the
there's got to be a
pamphlet.
pamphlet or something that's
Right.
like, yeah, it's beautiful place, a lot of trees, a lot of stuff like that. By the way, a lot of people love running here, so I'd
Yeah.
strap the shoes on, put the
But I bet
shoelaces
there's
on.
people that like resent it. And
But
they
then why?
hate
But
it.
it just seems like you probably moved.
Let's say I've lived here my whole life, right?
Right.
And then throughout the course of me living here, it just becomes more and more Tracktownish.
Right.
And I'm like, I hate these fuckers always just coming into town, taking over.
Mm-hmm.
All runners of all shapes and stride lengths just bulldozing their way around, thinking they own the place. Like, I've lived here my whole life.
Wouldn't you move then?
I can't afford to move, Mitch. Have you seen what's going on out here?
Yeah.
It's hell around a lot of places. The
Truly.
inflation is crazy, Mitch, and you just want me to move because a few runners come to my
Well, if
town?
it bothers you that much, if you're getting angry about it all the time, yeah, just
Right.
fucking move.
Look, I'm not angry about it
You
all
can
the
go
time.
down to
I'm
like
just
Bend
pissed
or
about
Salem
it.
or something like that. It's not that far away. It
It's
wouldn't
not
change your life
far.
that much.
I've lived my whole life here.
Your
My
home is
family
here.
was born here.
Yeah. What if you paid off your mortgage?
I'm
You're not
supposed to-
going
I'm
anywhere.
Loyalty is not as important
I'm
anymore.
supposed to
I
move
think you
because
should,
the
yeah.
runners just
if
come
it
in here a
annoys you
few
that
times a
much,
week.
yes, move.
Boys,
Just
boys,
pack it up.
boys.
No, I'm pissed at him. He comes in for track.
Just move.
Okay, just move, he says.
If
Oh,
you
man.
hate runners, don't live in TrackTown, USA. Pretty simple. And whether your family grew up here or not, man, pre was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Running's been here a long time.
It was better when it was just pre. That's what I'm trying to
It
say.
was just one guy
Yeah.
with an incredible stride length and frequency. Man.
It was a lot different then.
It was.
When I
the good old
I
days.
wasn't alive then, but my family talks about it. It wasn't. It was just kind of like. It was just things that a few guys did, and they were really good at it. And then now it's become the entire ego. Like it's the identity of
It's
this place.
oversaturated. Yeah. No, I
So
love.
what's the alternative? What, you sit here and just be bitter?
I guess so. Yeah.
Because it makes sense to me.
Hop over to McMenamin's, sit there, have a cold
But
one.
there's going to be runners in there. Oh, there's going to be a lot of runners in there eating a meal.
Yeah, you're
There
gonna
is.
be pissed.
I would be.
But
I
like
would move.
in a few weeks,
Gone.
we're back.
We're back to
We're
the
gonna be
ghost town.
back, and I won't be as bitter then. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
You can
Yeah.
put up with multiple times a year just being bitter, rather
Yeah.
than moving.
Yes, I that's what I'm trying. I guess that's what I'm gonna do.
It builds character sometimes, right? Because you've gone through something and now you're out on the other side.
It does, but
and you
Mitch
can
wants
enjoy
me
it.
to just move, pack
I
up and
do.
move.
I really do.
No.
If you're going to be that bitter, yes.
and lose.
lose what? It's
The
not a
town?
competition.
No,
It
he's
is.
losing.
I'm
If
gonna, and I'm gonna lose the town to the runners.
He's losing
I think
to
you've
the man.
I think you've lost in that scenario. Yes.
Whatever. We should move on. I think.
Oh man,
Eric and I had to throw hands over
I
this
love
table.
the 180 though. It's just started on a very positive. Like, yeah, when I lived here, I loved it, and then I don't know. We went somewhere.
Oh, Eric's talking like his last name's Prefontaine. He's got like fucking ties to this
I
town.
bet Pre would hate it.
Oh man. Okay. Well, if you're watching this and you do live here, write in. Give us your experience if you're not a runner. Although I don't know if we know why you live here. We didn't even bring up cyclists.
I know why. Your family's lived here forever.
Didn't they say my Uber driver said it's a lumber town? Is this true? It's a lumber town.
I think it is. Yeah.
Is that right? So maybe they were chopping wood and
And
carrying
I
water.
bet the lumber workers hate this shit.
Yeah.
If I know.
You can't speak for them.
You're right. I'm not going to
Yeah.
speak for them.
Oh,
But I will
they-
today, and I will this morning.
And I will right
stand
now.
with you, and I want these people out.
Unionize. Eric's leading the union. Oh God! Sorry, I'm gonna get off of this. But do we think the lumber people built the original stadium? That would be hard.
Absolutely
if they
not.
Built with all the
Oh,
wood?
the original stadium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that
I was
one.
like- I'm like,
That one.
there's
Not the
a
huge steel
there's not-
stadium
there's
over there.
Not a
Like,
single
yeah, no, we
piece of wood
swapped the
in
tools
there.
for some welding
But that's
kit.
what I
yeah.
mean. Do you think
no,
they
we
saw
built that
them
one too.
chop down all
Yeah.
their handiwork?
Oh
And
yes.
then they were
Now
like,
I'm gonna
"Look
go
at this.
100% yes.
Big steel coming in hot.
They definitely
Yeah.
put up the grandstands.
Right.
And
That's
they did a
sad.
good job.
They did a great job.
They did a
Pissed.
really good
They
job.
would be pissed.
Thank you guys.
I stand with the lumber guys too.
No, you don't give a shit.
I don't know.
I just think if you hate track, don't live in TrackTown.
Oh wow. All right. Well,
Mitch, can I talk to you outside for a sec?
you just go closer to outside.
Yeah.
You're so-
I'm glad you're standing between us.
Yeah. Well,
It's
we've
been a long
got-
8 days.
I'm trying to ward you guys off.
If there's any locals around though,
Yeah.
so feel free to come up.
There's
I'm happy
locals
to
yelling
talk
at us
about
right
it. Yeah.
now
We'd
from
love to
the
get-
sidewalk.
Eyewitness accounts here.
Yeah.
Despite what we went through, I think we are 3 people that do love track and field up here.
Yeah.
And we're super excited to be here. We saw some pretty interesting things on the track yesterday. From Noah Lyles and his 2 Yu-Gi-Oh cards coming out and then putting them back in. I thought he threw them, but it was like kind of cool because he put them back in. Like, no, I don't want to crease them.
Would that not be annoying to? Where does it sit? Does he have a little pocket?
His pocket. I think he has a specially made speed suit.
I don't think he does. I think
think
You
it's
don't
just
think they're pockets?
I don't think they're pockets.
Peck on
I think it's
material.
just peck on card.
God, what a peck.
It's a short race, and he's pretty good. I think he's
pretty good.
He's decent,
But
yeah.
He's not bad.
So I assume the card he pulled out in that, like the first card.
Yeah.
The blue eyes white dragon, right?
Yeah.
Was it the same one?
Well,
We had
wasn't
2
that
this
wasn't
time,
that
yeah.
the best card?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
So
so,
what are-
so now the cards he's pulling out are
We
just
need
worse.
Molly here. No, but wasn't Molly saying that it's like part of
So
like
he's just pulling out worse cards.
There's like a group of cards that are
Oh,
really good.
I see. It's like the
And-
Avengers
and-
of
yeah,
cards.
he's
Like he
bringing in,
pulls
like,
out
the-
Iron Man,
It's
and then
in
he
the
pulls out
collection.
Captain
Stone,
America.
yeah.
I see.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if he pulled out the blue eyes white dragon. I can't imagine. Was that it? 'Cause
No, I
thought-
can't imagine. You
I couldn't
can't.
see
Once
it
you,
close up. I
No,
once you
you
pull
can't.
out Blue Eyes White Dragon,
What are you
once,
pulling out from there?
you
You're
don't
not
pull
doing it again.
Please don't pull it
Yeah.
out
No,
again.
but
That's
you make an
embarrassing.
interesting point, Eric. He pulled out the best one first, like
Yeah.
in the original heat.
But is it the best
We don't
one?
know if it's
Wait,
the
I'm
best
getting
one.
no, David.
It's
I'm
not.
getting
David's
no.
about to swing.
Yeah.
David is
David,
pissed.
lock in.
Yeah.
Molly,
I just-
Molly did explain it
Oh yeah, that was
But
so
I
many
didn't
days
fully
ago. That
get
was
it.
so many days ago.
But I'm assuming he's saving the best for last, and he's pulling out like all the
True,
the big dogs now.
I guess
and it's like, oh,
we just have to
he's
wait
got-
and see.
he's got
We have
one of
to
those?
Come on, tap in, David. Help us out.
Come on.
see if that.
Yeah.
Tap in.
So, do you think the people of TrackTown? No,
No, I'm not here to talk about track. We're here to talk about
And Lumber Union.
So I'm
guys.
gonna just explain.
But, so Blue Eyes White Dragon is one of like the OG. So in like the first season, Yugi, who's like the main character, had Dark Magician, who's like a purple wizard guy, and he would always fight with Blue Eyes White Dragon, who was like his rivals.
Who,
He has, like,
Yugi or
Pokemon.
the magician?
So
So the show's named after that guy.
So it is. Yeah, so Yugi.
The interesting
Oh.
thing about he kind of goes. Now we're really getting to it. He has like an alter ego that's really good at Yu-Gi-Oh cards
Oh shit!
called Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's like
but
he's evil.
a
It's like he's
mild
his
mannered-
evil
like a
brother?
Clark Kent
It's
Superman
Yugi and
kind
it's
of
Oh my
thing.
God,
Yu-Gi-Oh?
this show's way more
Yeah.
interesting than I thought.
Okay.
But anyway, so what's interesting about Blue Eyes White Dragon is that it's the like villain's good card. So like kind of.
It's
Noah-
like
Noah was
Baltimore.
saying
Can
when
you do it in
pulled
Harry
out,
Potter
it's like-
terms? Like it's
I'm the
Baltimore's
villain.
like.
No, it's like Draco Malfoy.
It's Draco
Like,
Malfoy.
So it's like
Okay,
in
okay.
Harry Potter terms,
Now I'm pissed.
It's like Noah's kind of saying.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Noah's kind of saying like I'm the antagonist, like I'm the villain if he's the guy who has Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Is he the drama?
Interesting. Oh wow.
This
think-
adds a lot more levels to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's
And then
pulling
the
out
one he
a
pulled out
Slytherin.
for the 100 final is Exodia with like the briefcase, and that's like in the Avengers when he like gets all the gems and then he's super powerful.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what Exodia
Yes,
is.
sir.
It's like you gotta get all the pieces and then you're the best at there.
So what did he use
Wow.
yesterday in the heat?
I don't know. I didn't see yesterday.
What do you
Okay.
think it was?
I don't.
If
He
you were to
pulled out
follow
two.
the
He had
storyline, what would he be?
two.
What would he?
What I think is like the more interesting thing here. I like only watched this a little bit when I was 8, but I knew
Yeah.
enough to be.
You
Whoa.
dialed the fuck in
you
at 8.
memorized
to
this
pick
from when you
up
were
all that.
We
You
can't
were,
even memorize a pledge.
This is
you were
the question.
dialed in.
I took over while Mac was going.
Oh no! I'm hoping
good.
this one picked it up because I was really learning a lot there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Took over a while.
So
Noah's saying
Wait.
he's the villain. Is Noah making himself the villain?
Noah's
Making himself the villain.
I think so.
He
Yeah.
is Draco
Okay.
Malfoy, is what you're saying. He's
Sorry, that
doing
was a great explanation. I was really.
that was good. So Noah's.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I
so
hope you guys
has a lot
heard
more
that.
layers to it. Yeah, I guess he is. He does play the villain
Yeah.
in a lot of scenarios, which I kind of like. And there was a moment yesterday, even in his interview, where Anderson was interviewing him, and he was telling him about the Jamaican trials or whatever. And one of the guys had run 9.8 in the heats, and he was like, "Huh." He's like, "That's good if he stays healthy. Like, that's really good." I was like, "Oh, I like this guy clips people on the way through." So the Blue Eyes White Dragon makes a lot of sense. I'd be curious if anyone knows in the chat what he was holding.
Is he just gonna
yesterday.
keep pulling out cards though?
He would have to, yeah.
He has to.
I don't know. It just seems.
Now it's gonna be weird though if he
What do
doesn't.
you want him to change to?
I don't know. It just seems like a lot of cards.
A croissant. Take a
Yeah,
bite.
pull out a croissant
Take a bite.
and put it back in. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
Oh, that was
pocket.
great.
I think it's a pot. You think he just puts it right in?
Yeah, I don't think he's got pockets.
sleeve, just-
there's no like.
What?
There's no card pocket.
Okay.
He's
My
a
eyes
fit guy. His
deceive me.
pecs would be able to hold it against the
100%.
material. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay.
I
yeah.
reckon.
He's proper fit,
oh,
he's proper fit.
Yeah.
as they
Yeah.
say.
Handsome dude. Handsome guy.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think it's weird if he doesn't do that now, but we've got a couple more races of seeing Noah, so we'll get some intel, I guess, on what he decides to do and then we can have David
What
back
other
on.
I'll make
What
it a
other
mission in the
celebrities
mix
are
zone to
gonna be
ask
here?
him and
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
give me the storyline, man. I want to learn the whole process of this
Well,
because
that's
now
what
I'm
we
curious.
want. He hasn't explained it yet, and I think that's what the fans want. I think he
Yeah.
hasn't fully given us, but you know what? It's a story. He's a marketing guy. I think
Yeah.
he's setting himself up to tell a story, maybe in the mix zone.
He
or
watches some
somewhere.
of these shows. If you're watching right now, I will ask you. You will see me in the mix zone, and I
I hope
will
he
ask
brings
you
out other celebrities. I hope
with the briefcase.
if he can fit a celebrity in there, sure. But I mean, we got Snoop Dogg.
Danny DeVito, what are you doing?
Yeah. That'd be epic. And then he puts him back in the speed suit. That'd be absolutely
Come on,
sick.
Danny.
No, but like
going for a
Snoop
run.
Dogg came out. I would think if I would like Snoop Dogg should have come for the two. I don't want to start with Snoop and then have nobody.
That's kind of a letdown.
He needs more. We need more celebrities here.
Isn't
Who
there
do
a
you hope
rumor?
he brings?
There's a rumor Kevin Hart's going to be here. I think.
See, that's a good rumor.
That's a great, yeah.
It's a great rumor.
Yeah.
And I started it.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
There's a suitcase guy.
That's a suitcase guy.
Big suitcase guy.
Oh, have you guys? We just watched this. Have you guys seen Kevin Hart race the LSU runner on YouTube? It's
No.
the funniest. Okay, well
How's
now
he-
this is awkward.
he's
but
fast?
It was years ago. I
Kevin
want to say
can't be
5 years
fast.
ago. He runs into the LSU team at NCAA's, I think, in the hotel, and there's a runner by the name of Jada. I'm forgetting her last name, and he races her in the parking lot
That's
and
fun.
beats her and says he deserves her scholarship now.
He beat her?
Well, he's false started. So watch
we
the
go.
video. It's a great
Yeah.
video. And I hope he comes here with a suitcase.
That would be great
That'd
if
be
Kevin
great.
Hart came
Yeah.
here. Yeah. Put him on the mic. Let
Put
him
him-
call a race.
absolutely.
Let him call a race.
Oh, well, I mean, he definitely
Put him on the
like
mic.
you wouldn't bring Kevin Hart to
No.
not get on the mic.
No, I mean let him call like a semi-final or something.
Oh, I see. Yeah, like
Put him
you're
over the
in
PA.
the booth
Like,
with the
Not on the
LBC.
NBC, like in the stadium. Let him.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let him call one out.
anywhere like
Yeah.
that would be great.
Oh, he's any comedian. I think we talked about that. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just they're even like Snoop did a pretty good job of narrating the steeplechase.
The
It
Steeple was
fun.
pretty
I mean,
funny, actually.
I can't
yeah.
believe Snoop ran 34 for the
That is-
200.
What do you
Just-
think his over/under would have been?
That's
If without knowing that he's run 34
Yeah.
now, what would you have?
I
I would have put him
would-
at like 38.
yeah, I would have
Yeah.
said like 38,
Yeah.
40.
Good for Snoop.
Like,
Yeah.
was that no warm up?
I think he just went straight in.
sneaks,
I think
just
his
like-
warm up was like the
And
pole
he had,
vault.
he had a full
Yeah,
tracksuit on, yeah.
Well, what
Yeah.
shoes was he wearing? Was he spiked up?
Oh.
Couldn't
Probably
have
New
been spiked
Balance-
up. I don't
New
think he
Balances,
was spiked
yeah.
up. But
No,
I was like,
definitely
Yeah.
not.
Okay, rumor has it though, have we talked about this, that when he was a kid, Bobby Kersey was the coach of his like youth program.
Really?
Because he was
well, he
because
was an amazing football player.
Okay,
Snoop.
Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop was.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure he was like a wide receiver star at his high school. So
Wow.
he's athletic.
He's got that. Did you think he had
he's
to
tall.
choose? He was like, man, where do I go with my life?
He
Do
is
I
tall.
keep going with the ball, or do I take the mic?
I reckon he made a good call.
He made a good
He
choice.
definitely
I
made a
reckon he
good
made
call.
a very
yeah.
good call.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I know it is. That's the rumor on the street. So we'll have to fact check us. But
Wow.
Did you like how he raced? Who did he race? Otto and Wallace Spearman, and they just kind of blew him out of the water. It's like, come on,
Yeah, guys.
play around a bit.
Give him something.
Give him something.
Give him something.
It's like when you're racing a toddler and you
Yeah.
let him win.
oh,
I think there should
yeah.
have been a little bit more, like,
Yeah.
I
a
don't
little bit
know.
more grace.
you can't
in
let
it.
a
Little bit
toddler
great,
win.
yeah.
You can't.
Classy.
Jeez.
Show some class. Let Snoop Dogg win the 200.
Come on, Renee Whitfield.
Yeah.
Have some respect.
We knocked down the Lumberjacks Stadium. Like, let's show some respect. Okay? Let's show some respect.
Oh man, well we saw a ton of really great events yesterday. I think the most notable one we talked a little bit about, or a lot about on the night show, was the Steeple. You know, I think we can't maybe start the show without just slightly recapping that. It was the race of maybe even the week for me. It was an incredible race. We saw Val Constantine come out and dominate. We saw the whole story. Was that not? It was almost like a narration. We saw the, let me get those Yu-Gi-Oh terms. We saw the villain. We saw the antagonist. We saw a plot.
Who
we
was
saw
the villain?
climax. Who was the villain? I do think it was Rose. What's her name? Annie, who took it out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she's a little bit of the villain. She went for it, and I will say she had, she was trying really hard to, I think, make it an honest race and fell short. I think you could easily make her the hero, but to me, she was trying to, I think, get in the heads of people.
I
She's my
kind of
villain.
liked it because it was the first time really I'd seen somebody that didn't have the standard actually just go and try and chase it and maybe run themselves into a team. So heaps of respect to her. And like you said, it kind of disrupted a lot of women's races. But to have the top 9 women all under the Olympic qualifier is pretty impressive in a field that, like we said, didn't have the 2 biggest hitters in it of them all. But wow, that last 800 meters was a movie. Right,
Yeah.
Even the last 400, last 300, you're like, holy shit, who's actually going to take this? Because it was like Marissa Howard would drop back, then Gabby Jennings was the next one to drop back, then Howard comes up, then Waymont's back, and then you get into this big water jump crescendo. You're like, holy shit, who's going to keep their feet? So unlucky for your girl. Like, she was so brave in the way that she ran. It was actually hard to watch that last 100 where she'd stumbled and you could see that they're like getting away from her. But
Yeah.
And she had a tough last water jump.
Yeah, and
it looked
it
like
looked like
Yeah.
it looked like she landed kind of
Yeah.
with both feet together and buckled a bit. So
Right.
you know she, and rightfully so. I mean, she's exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to be technically sound
Yeah.
at the end of 3,000 steeplechase. But yeah, she left it all out there. It's got to be such a brutal feeling to. Well, what place was she in
So she
when
was-
she
she was,
fell?
like, pushing for third.
She was fourth.
Yeah, she was in that little
Well-
because there was a little pack of them, kind of.
She took the lead a little
Yeah.
bit. I think when she rounded that turn, there was a pack of them. I thought she was second
Yeah.
when she
When she
fell.
ended up falling?
Yeah, she was like second on the chase. And I watched her post-race interview. She said nothing clipped. She said it just went full lactic.
Yeah.
I think she was
Yeah.
just running, however many 10 seconds faster at that time, maybe than she had ever run at that point in a steeple. So she just said I went full lactic.
Yeah,
and I, gave
I think
it-
it's like the
yeah.
most common place to like. I think about the famous Evan Jager race when he ran
Yes.
8 flat and stumbled. Like that was the hurdle that he fell on. Like that last hurdle when you're just have given everything you've got, still have to make one more jump, and then to try. You're kicking.
Yeah.
There's less than 100 meters to go. It's just like that's the hurdle that seems to give everybody trouble.
Yeah, it's almost like a bad dream. You guys know, like in a dream where you can't move and you can't
yeah.
like go
Yeah.
forward. Like that's what I'm imagining. Also, like full lactic. Everyone's gone full lactic. We just haven't had whatever like 3-foot barrier to jump over afterwards. And so I think, this is, not trying to be insensitive about it in any way. I honestly, if I'm gonna go out, I would rather it go out that way because there's nothing you could have done. You couldn't have changed going full lactic. Once that happens, it's like game over. And so I almost think maybe it's hopefully satisfying to be like, I left everything out there. It's not like I tripped on a barrier and I had so much left in me.
Yeah, all these athletes gave it. They couldn't have done anything more. When you
Yeah.
look at all the PBs, incredibly fast, right? Yeah, it's like what else would you hope to do?
Well, so Val is it Constein?
Constein.
Yeah, so third fastest time ever by an American. Weymouth,
Yeah.
the fourth fastest. Marissa Howard, the fifth fastest.
Yeah.
You're doing that in one race. And I
Yeah.
think she, Constein said it after the race. Like, did that without, or one of the journalists asked, the two biggest hitters of them all, right?
Yeah.
The two
Yeah.
fastest women weren't even in there. So it really was, and we'd hyped it up a little bit this way, a changing of the guard in this
Yeah.
event group. Like, it was a question of how fast can these women go? Like, how competitive are they going to be on this international level?
Yeah.
They've run 903, 906, 907. That is unbelievably competitive. That puts you in the conversation for a medal. Like Emma Coburn's a 902 runner and an Olympic medalist.
I was going to say,
So-
where do we? Emma Coburn and Courtney Fearix, I know, were they're the two big hitters that were missing. It makes people wonder where would they have been in this race if they had been healthy because it was so fast. I think this is best case scenario for them, honestly, to be like, oh, it wasn't going to be in the bag. Like I would have had to compete, and the steeple is deep this year. Okay, maybe I can, rest assured. Like, yeah, this is a competitive year.
Yeah, they would have had to fight really hard. They would have
Right.
been scrapping their way onto this team. Not to suggest they wouldn't make it, because obviously they're so class, but it wouldn't have gone easy for them. The third,
Yeah.
fourth, fifth fastest times ever right behind them there in that race. So.
It's tough to say because when you've got athletes like Emma and Courtney in the race, they're the ones who usually end up dictating the pace.
Sure.
And athletes kind of key off them. So it's not necessarily like. Yeah, if you're just looking at times, they still would have had to work very hard for that team, but you never know the type of race that would come in once they're in the race. They would probably
True.
be the ones pushing and
Like a
be
new
the ones
respect
at the
level
front.
as well
The new
comes
respect
into it.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want like Annie. Is it Annie Rodenfell?
They need to buy her a beer.
They need she ran very hard. Everybody's been talking about just the way that she hurdles. Or unorthodox is a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
New technique, maybe she's onto something.
I think she
think
spoke
about
about it.
Think about
Yeah.
how much faster she could run
Yeah.
if she kind of learned to hurdle. That's how. I
Yeah.
mean, every hurdle jump looked like
Yeah.
it just looked pretty rough.
Yeah.
Is she some? I'm maybe new to just her in the steeple here. Is this like her typical
That's
way?
what I was about to ask. Like,
Oh.
is that the?
Yeah.
I want to see years past.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
is she doing the?
I think she spoke about it in the mix zone.
She
and
yeah.
She said that it's something that's always kind of, I don't want to say plagued her, but something that's always been part of her steepling. And like I think she said she's trying to work on it to
Yeah.
actually get rid of it because what I think she was primarily talking about is if you watch the race, she takes this massive inward left
Yes,
step.
that's what I mean. It's
and
the
then
side step.
stops
Yeah.
and then jumps, and you sort of like Yeah, it's like
It's-
pivot into the hoop in basketball, right?
Yeah,
like,
a
trying to get
hard
to the
Euro
hole.
step,
Yeah, but
it's a lateral movement
Yeah.
when you're supposed to not do anything lateral.
and I
Yeah.
guess for her, like if she can get on top of that, it's got to be so encouraging that
Yeah.
with that as a hindrance, you can run 9:22, right?
Let's
Oh, yeah.
just stop this lateral
if you
stepping.
can,
Yeah.
if you can
It's
bring
over
that
for you, bitches.
Yeah.
to be clean.
And the way she
Oh my God.
does the water jumps, it kind of looks like she lands with both feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
she-
it's just like the she's
Yeah.
incredibly fit. It's just the jumping part that
Yeah.
is which is pretty big in the steeple.
Yeah.
the flat track work was
The
quick.
flat track,
Yeah,
it was like
quick.
it was like okay, hurdles
Yeah.
stressful.
Right.
In
Yeah.
between the hurdles, really good.
Excellent.
like
Yeah.
maybe the best in
Like
the field.
really
Yeah,
good.
it's got to be
world-class.
encouraging, and she has been steepling for a while now. I mean, it's been since 2016. So, yeah, I don't. I mean, is there a point where this is just how her form is? No, I think it can. I'm not saying easily be fixed, but I think if she can work on it,
I mean, if you were a coach, you would say, "Here's some things we can work on." Right?
and
It's like
it would
it's like
just
look,
be, it would just be that.
it's just like you're very fit, but the hurdles, like I can get you on this team if you learn to just jump over the hurdle and not,
'Cause
try and
she is losing
juke it out.
significant seconds.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause it's
she's-
not
yeah.
even. It wasn't even just the side step. It was kind of like a stop.
stutter. There was a
stop and prop over.
Think
At
about
least a
how
second
hard,
or
like
two.
yeah.
momentum-wise.
Momentum-wise,
the
like-
whole thing. Yeah.
And it's like it seems like there's so much thinking
Yeah.
before, like, so it's not like you're just getting into a rhythm and like
Right.
hurdle, you just.
Yeah.
I do think what's only fair is if we all have to jump over a hurdle now, just so she can be
Oh,
like,
I'd snap my Achilles.
You
easy.
guys
Oh, yeah.
shut
No,
up.
I'm never walking again
Yeah.
after I do that.
I want to
Yeah,
be
no.
clear, Annie.
No.
You don't want to see me jump over
Oh yeah,
a
she
hurdle.
obviously whooped my ass
Yeah.
in Steeple. I'm
I
not
respect
saying I
that.
got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, like
but I
you
feel
got
like
us.
the people
You got us
watching
good.
gymnastics being like,
Yeah.
she really didn't stick that
No,
one.
she
and I
would
am eating
dominate
potato
us.
chips
Yeah.
on the couch.
I'm going to try and flip it into the positive. Like if she can get on top of that,
Yeah.
to Eric's point, she's probably on a team because her flat track work and her fitness is obviously A1. If she can nail the technical side and continue to build momentum, she might find herself.
But it
on a
does make
team.
for an exciting race.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Like-
and
It's
hats
all
off to her for the way that she ran it. She
Absolutely,
made the
yeah.
pace. She got these women to run fast. So I'm saying, then to buy
Yeah.
a beer because
Any
she set it up.
publicity is good publicity. We're talking about her.
Yeah. And he loved the way that you raced. I loved it. Hopefully the stutter step can get fixed. But yeah,
Right.
you ran an incredible race.
We've got the women's 15 that happened yesterday as well, which was the prelims, and then today we're as a second event
Yeah.
on the track. We've got the semis.
Mac, have they released heat sheets for the 15
Oh, they
today?
have.
Ooh,
No river for them.
USATF on it.
Here we
Oh,
go.
let's go.
Here we
Oh,
go.
wow.
Heat 1.
Oh Christ!
Already
What is
looking
stacked?
That is ridiculous.
Oh,
What the hell's going
no,
on
that's
in
the
Heat
final.
1?
That's
Who
the final.
sets these?
Who's in Heat 2?
Oh my God, the Heat sheet guys are back at it.
They're at the river.
They're up to their old ways.
They're the villains.
Whoa!
Oh.
Damn,
Oh,
that
that
is
sucks.
I'm not gonna lie, Heat 1 is
So top 5 and then the next
insane.
two
Paige
fastest.
Sinclair, Nikki, Ellie, Heather McLean, Corey McGee. Wait, how many make it?
5.
5.
And
oh,
then
they
2
are
times.
they are screwed.
5 make it? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, if it's not the 5 with the Olympic standards,
This is one of those rare instances where Heat 1 may be faster than Heat 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
without a doubt.
Heat 1's insane because I mean, I think it's the 5 athletes that have the standard, right? To me, that's the 5 that should make it. But then you got Sage Herta Klecker. I mean, that's going to be devastating because to me, she's a finals girl. So one person from Heat 1 is not making it, and it's a devastating athlete.
Well, yeah, you
Time.
can get it on time. So it's
But no,
5. it's
one
5 and
person's
how
not
many?
going
And 4
auto.
fastest?
Yeah.
2 fastest.
Which is tough.
Okay.
Yeah. Heat 1 is stacked.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually don't. I really don't understand how that works.
Like how they make the
How-
heats.
What is it?
Yeah.
Is it off time that they run in the preliminaries?
There must be there must be a science or like a
There's the
equation to it,
yeah.
but nobody can quite figure that equation
rewrite it.
out.
I think rewrite that equation.
Yeah.
Take
But
that
it's
out of
a
the
puzzle.
cell. So that ain't a good cell.
Yeah, like because obviously
Wow.
there does have to be a system in place,
Yeah.
but the system is confusing and it doesn't quite make sense. I mean, how do all these women end up in this heat? But
Yeah, I don't.
You
We
got-
haven't seen this quite in other heats. I don't think where it's been this loaded. I want to know, who do you guys think? Just coming out of yesterday, who looked the best to you? Who's gonna?
I mean, it's hard to say necessarily like who looked the best because they're all just doing barely what they can to get in. I think today will be a bit more of an indicator on how everybody's feeling, especially back-to-back races. Does end up they've got one rest day in between this and the final, but it's still taxing. It's still tough, especially for the athletes who have already raced, like Sage, like Ellie, and Elise Cranny. But yeah, it's good. I wonder who we've seen, and everybody talks about Ellie just being the one that kind of takes it from farther out and doesn't rely on the kick. It will be interesting if she does that again today with athletes like Nikki and Sinclair, Corey, who are fresh, and Heather. But you would, I expect everyone who's got the standard in this, because also the people who have the standard are just fantastic racers.
Yeah.
Corey is someone who always is smart, makes the final, makes these teams. Same with Heather and Nikki. I mean, it's shaping up to be a good one.
And it's just a fast one. All these athletes are, I feel like, kickers. They all have incredible kicks. I don't know if that's, we always see that in one heat. Sometimes it's the people with more the 5K strength, but if it came down to 200 meters, it's unclear.
Eric, if you had to put an over/under on the winning time
For
of this
one?
heat one, what do you think it is?
That's a
Knowing someone has to get it on time, right?
I'll
So it's
say-
gonna be
Oh,
fast.
in the first, yeah.
I'll say 4:03, 4:04.
You think
What?
it's gonna go
To get
slower?
in?
You think it's gonna go slower?
I reckon it's
Slower.
like 4 minutes.
No,
like
faster?
4:01.
Well,
at the worst.
Is it because of this? We have 5 can only make it. Someone's going to try and make it on time because there's 6 incredible ladies in here.
the times
athletes.
have got to come out of this first heat, I reckon. Like, surely.
Yeah, but
Why?
it's not going to be the.
Look, but
Karen, sorry, I don't want to sound like I'm just straight up disagreeing with you. Whoever gets in on time isn't going to be the one that's pressing the pace.
Yeah, no.
Ellie is going to be the one pressing the pace
Yeah.
early, and it's whoever ends up 6th and 7th is just lucky that Ellie's in the race.
So what do you think?
It's like whoever is going to get in on time isn't fast enough, I think, to make the race.
So you think?
Okay.
What's
I
your
see.
over-under?
I
What's
see.
your
Yeah,
over-under then?
What's that?
What do you think the over-under
Yeah.
is?
Probably 4:02 flat.
I agree.
Is my guess.
It's gonna
with
be quick.
A pretty disgusting last 600 from Ellie.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if Ellie wins. I don't think Ellie wins the heat though.
I think she does what she needs to do to get through, but I think her teammates also look so strong. Like Heather yesterday as well was really
Yeah.
strong. Nikki, another one who just took the foot off the gas when they needed to.
Right.
You could throw a blanket over so many of these athletes and say that they're going to be the one to win, but
Yeah.
This is one of those races
Yeah.
that you run it 100 times, and the top 6 might not change that much, but like the
Yeah.
order of that 6
Yeah.
can
Right.
be different a whole lot of times.
Oh, because all of these athletes could take it out. I feel like we've seen all of them in some way maybe take it out. Heather yesterday took it out. We know Ellie can. Corey, we know can get to
Yeah.
the front of a race. So I think, we've seen a lot of these athletes employ that tactic. I think Heather's going to take it. I think Heather and Ellie
Yeah.
are going to go straight to the front. I don't know if they're going to cross holding hands like we saw Hobbs and Hopple do. I don't know if, I think Ellie's just a little more intense. I think Ellie's like straight business and wants to get it done, but I see them two taking the lead and setting the tone early and making it fast. My over-under is going to be 4 flat.
Jesus.
I reckon
Yeah.
I reckon around there 4:01, around that mark, like anywhere in that vicinity that you guys have said, I think is going to be it. I always get really curious in this race of those women, because obviously we've said it numerous times, this is stacked. Those women that don't have the qualifier and maybe have just got through to the semi and that's a victory. Like, Are you running at the front because you're like, I'm going to try and do everything possible to give myself any remote slight chance of then holding on at the back end? Or are you just, I'm going to sit on the back of this and get dragged as long as I possibly can, and maybe that's how I make the back end? Because I'm not suggesting that a wild card makes their way through to this final, but yeah, maybe that second time qualifier is somebody who isn't amongst this big group of Olympic qualifiers. So I always get curious, and like, Eric, maybe you can speak on it more having been in these races, but if you are somebody that isn't close to the qualifier but wants to be that timed qualifier to get into the final, how are you running this? Do you go to the front? Do you just sit back? Like we saw yesterday, Brokaw was somebody that got to the front and pushed the pace, and that's how she got through to this next round. Like, do you do a similar tactic? Or?
I mean, you'll hear people say all the time, like, if you don't run these semifinals or in these prelims like it's a final, and you're not making it to the final. I think with these other athletes that necessarily aren't the big names or don't have the fast times, I wouldn't be the one going and pushing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be saying, "Oh, let me get to the front and try and make it a fast race," and you know that it's going to be tough, and there's other athletes that are quote unquote better than you in that race. You need to. It's going to be hard, whether that's hard from the gun, whether that's hard last 6, last 8. But there's going to be a break, and if you miss the break, then you're out of the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be as close to them as possible.
You have to be as close to them as possible.
Yeah.
Athletes like Nikki's going to, again, it seems like a lot of people are playing off Ellie and the fact that she likes to pull from a long way out. That often will make the race strategy for the other athletes easier. Nikki's got the best kick. Nikki's got one of the best kicks. And for them, you're just going to want to not let any breaks happen, close gaps, and just sit and make sure you're top 5.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting in some breaking news of how these heats are seeded.
Oh.
And I'm going to read it off for you.
They're
It's a little
listening.
wordy.
Wow.
I know. I just had this on my phone.
Yeah.
I forgot. For all other events, I don't know what the other ones were. Seeding is from the list of competitors in the event ranked by their original times used for seeding, modified only by improvements achieved in previous rounds.
Right. So if you've come in with like a 4:08 and then you run a 4:05 in the heat, that's how it gets adjusted. But every other time rests on what you came in with originally. So for someone like Ellie, that 3:56 gets seeded accordingly, unless she ran a 3:55 in the heats. But for someone like Brokaw, who maybe came in with like a 4:09 or whatever, and she's run a 4:06, she gets adjusted and she finds her way into this heat. Still, like a bit of a hard system, I guess.
I think you should just eyeball it. You just say, okay,
yes. Here's the cut.
Here are the 10 best athletes in this event right now. We got to split these up into the 2 heats, and then we can maybe do some equation for the next one.
Yeah.
For the other athletes.
There's a little bit more I'm going to read here. Athletes are assigned to heats from the ranked list for the appropriate round, working alternatively from left to right and right to left in a zigzag fashion. If this assignment to heats,
okay, don't say zigzag.
Why did they?
Don't say zigzag in your definition.
What are we doing? The cha-cha slide here? They just cha-cha their way into the heat
What
sheets.
the hell?
What's zigzag? Oh man, I think the zigzag is used twice in this sentence.
That's some legal jargon I don't like. I don't like one bit.
No,
To play
is that scientific?
devil's advocate,
Zigzag?
you have 5 women in this, or 5 athletes in this first heat that have that Olympic qualifier. You still got 4 in the second heat that have the Olympic qualifier.
I know. Like if the other people, if the person who made the heat sheets is watching, he's like, "Look at heat 2, still pretty good."
Look ahead. Yeah. Look ahead. It is stacked. It's just not quite as stacked as what heat 1 is.
Yeah.
But
Let's zigzag our way
heat
down
2
to
is
heat
still
2.
stacked.
Like, we're getting torn up in here.
Torched.
Jesus.
I'm just picturing him though in a mad scientist lab with
Yeah.
just a bunch of zigzags.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense.
The people who
He's
made
got
the
big
heat sheets are
rope. He's
texting
like,
each other.
okay. He's like,
"Geez,
all right."
these guys are
Wait.
idiots.
Yeah.
Do we think it's like a crime scene lab with like photos
Yeah.
up there and there's like
Okay,
string
okay.
attaching
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
zigzags to people?
It's the Charlie Day meme from Always Sunny where
yeah,
where-
it's just like, hold on.
yeah.
I see it. All right, let's see if we can piece it together. Heat 2. I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I mean,
it's a sick heat to be in, I'll tell you that right now.
we've got Elise Cranny who's going to set the pace. And I think that to me is. Here's the thing with the first heat. We didn't know who could set that. There was a billion different options. Now I'm looking
Yeah,
at
if I'm
this.
Emily McKee, I'm like, oh my God! Sick! What a sick day! Unreal. I got Elise to just pull me. I'll sit on her ass. I'll blow by her at the end. Dance my way into the final. You know what? We're going out tonight. I got the day off tomorrow. What a day. This is fun. Anyway, yeah, so it's still it's still good. But
not as good.
Oh my god.
Eddie, I'll just say
Emily Mackay, Elise Cranny, those are the two. You're going to see them go straight to the front. You're going to see them take a deep breath and a sigh to say, look, it's just us. And I think they might cross holding hands. They might be the ones to. I think that's a possibility here.
Danny Jones, if she doesn't make it
Another
out,
one dancing,
if she doesn't make it out of this heat, Godspeed.
Yeah. We should see how many people in the final came from this heat.
Yeah.
Because I think
well,
that's
fuck,
no problem.
five, Will. Tell you that.
Only 5.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, top 3.
You know, Addie Wiley didn't look great for a 359 athlete. Will she make it out of this heat? I'd hope so. But you know, I don't like you see other athletes. Helen's looked good.
Yeah. How do we say her last name again?
Schlachtenhofen.
Cool.
Wow.
Wow. That was really good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
You're on one.
I'm having.
Practicing.
great-
You know,
Hey.
I'm back. I started at 70%.
You've got a hit
I'm,
too,
I'm,
haven't you?
I'm quickly
What are you
working
at
my
now?
way
It's
up.
about
I
100.
feel 85.
No.
I'm creeping my way to 90.
85.
I'm going to be completely out of control come 10 minutes from now.
Get this coffee away from him.
The coffee is coursing through me.
No.
Ella
Whoa.
Donahue, she's looked good. She had some. She
Yeah.
ran the 5. I mean, didn't make the team, but still ran really well. Will she make it out of this? This heat be top 5? She's got a shot. There's only, there's not as many stars in this heat.
No, look at the season's
Well,
best.
because as we learned before,
The
it's
zigzagging.
a zigzag situation.
Oh, forgot
So
about
a lot
that.
of people were zagging when they should have been zigging.
See, I was doing more of a squiggly, and
Yeah.
I didn't even put together the zigzag. Look. Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now I see.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
It's all making sense.
If you look at the season's best, there are so many women in here over. I would say the
shit.
404, 405, 40. Like I don't know. I'm nervous about the season's best. I think that if the other one's going to be a fast heat, yeah, it's this one.
How are we pronouncing Emily? Is it Emily
McKay.
McKay?
No,
Is it
it's-
Emily?
Mac-
You
Mackay?
haven't said it
Yeah,
right once.
they've
I
said
just wanna say
Mackay.
You haven't. It's
Mackay.
Is it?
I
will
don't know
say.
if it is.
No, I would buy that. No, I'm
No,
buying
it is. No, it is. They know. I don't know the way.
It looks different.
Let's
it could
consult
be.
the USATF heat sheet people on how.
Yeah.
How did they do it?
Yeah.
I
How
love
did they
that,
say it?
though the Schlottenhofen was so easy for you, and you're like, but I draw the name at
Yeah.
Mackay.
But Mackay. The hell is that?
What the hell is that?
Isn't there
It's
a bird?
Mackay.
Is there
Yeah,
a
you're
bird called
looking
the
at me like I
Mackay?
should know that I don't.
No. Okay.
The
yeah. I'm like,
Mackay
Yeah.
bird?
Isn't
You're
there-
a bird guy, aren't you? You know that.
Macaw.
Oh wait,
Oh,
Macaw.
you are 0 from 3.
I don't know. That was close.
That was not bad.
Yeah.
I lived in a town
That had
spelled
birds
like that, and
Yeah.
it was called Mackay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you lived in a town that would spell like that, yeah.
That. But not everything.
But you've been
that makes sense in Australia. It makes sense in
But
America.
you've been saying
So-
McKay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you?
So
Because you guys have been saying McKay. So
Well,
who am I?
I
So
have
now
never-
I'm
Who am I
to
to
blame.
correct you?
Oh,
It's
I'm
your
to blame
country.
now.
Yeah.
I have never once said McKay. Well, no, did I play it back? I probably did.
I said
Once.
Mackey, and I've said
You did say
Mackay.
Mackey.
You went through a few
McKay.
different
I've
variations.
said a lot of things.
Yeah. I just stuck
Mac
with something.
K.
So it's
So it's not entirely.
So it's
sorry,
Mackay.
it's not entirely your fault.
I'm gonna go. Can we just? We just have to.
I'm going
agree.
Mackay.
Mackay.
Yeah,
I'm going
Mackay.
yeah.
We're gonna go Mackay. Yeah.
Yeah. Mackay.
Anyway, she'll win this heat, and she'll probably make the team.
Yeah.
She dancing.
So be it.
Yeah. It's so be
So be
it.
it.
You just gave up hope.
That's how it is.
What
she's
can
gonna,
you do?
She's gonna win. She'll make the team.
She's
She looks
they
fantastic.
And that's all
She's
she
run
wrote.
157
Yeah.
and
She's
800
act.
this year. She's
Right.
a star.
She's the star.
God.
So be it.
So be it.
What can you do?
Let her be.
I can't do anything except
Nothing.
pronounce her name wrong.
No. And we've got 4 Olympic standards in here, 5 in the other one. So, yeah, it might be closer than we think. What do you think for this heat? Over under? Where do you think they
Oh
see?
yeah, this is a fun
Four.
They
game.
see the first one go out hot,
I'm
maybe.
gonna
gonna
give
go
us
with-
Eric's number from the first one. I'm gonna go 404, somewhere around there in that vicinity. It'll be slower, natural. Like
You don't think
Well, usually
they're gonna try and get in on time though? Because you know
I don't know
what I
if
mean?
they have as deep a field for women to get in on time.
True.
I feel like there's more
True.
women in that first heat that can get in on that time should it be quick. Because if you're in the second heat and you do watch that first heat go through in like 4:01,
Yeah, you're not.
you know I need to be in the top
yeah,
5.
you're not.
Like some of these women are gonna have to run
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 second lifetime best.
and I
maybe
just
to
don't
get in
see
that
the
time.
same
Too much.
athlete. Like, I don't see a whole lot of women that would want to make this a fast, like that
True.
type of race.
Yeah.
There's not. If St. Pierre, if Ellie was in this in Heat 2, you'd say, yeah, I could see it going faster. But yeah, I don't think it will be as fast as Heat 1.
So what do you think? What do you think your over under is? On the second?
405.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't want to say the exact same thing as you.
no, that's
so
okay. It makes me feel good. Yeah,
What
no,
did
I-
you said 405?
I said 404.
I said 404.
Yeah.
Oh man. Can we
Say
go-
403.
Yeah. Let's keep it consistent.
No, actually, you say
do
whatever you
whatever
want.
you
Say
want.
Yeah, whatever you want to
Yeah.
say. We're not influencing you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be told what to
Yeah,
say.
Eric.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a.
God.
From a man. I'm
yeah.
just kidding. Can you
Eric.
go half seconds?
Yeah, you can do what you want.
Because I kind of wanted to go right in the middle.
The men say you can do
yeah.
what you want.
All right, fine. I'll listen now.
Yeah.
If it's encouraging what I already
Yeah.
wanted to do, I'm gonna go 404 and a half. Oh wait, that's like a second.
You don't have much leeway on your over
Yeah, it's
under.
like a point. No, you know what? For the sake of, but because I wanted to get there,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 403,
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. I like it.
and that was my choice.
yeah. And that was my first option.
Yeah, I
I
always
like it.
wanted that.
Be around there.
right.
I think it's.
Yeah, which is kind of slow, and it's weird that we're saying that. You know, that 403 is going to be slow to make it out of this heat. But after that, so it's going to be some incredible races. We have another semi that we just saw, similar to, you know, the 15 where they raced yesterday, coming back today, back to back. We've got the men's 800-meter semifinals. And we saw some incredible races yesterday. I would say kind of similar to the 15 where, you know, Bryce Hobbs Kessler made it look super easy. I mean, I always love looking up at the Jumbotron and you're seeing people smile, like looking left and
Yeah.
right. And I think that's what we saw.
Wait, this is top 6 again? Top
Top
2.
2.
Yeah.
Can you
two,
imagine?
and
Can you
three.
imagine if it was top
Oh,
three.
top 2 week semi. Okay.
2 and
Oh,
3.
this is
Oh, that
good.
would be brutal.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
This is good.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
right off the bat, Heat 1, you've got
Jeez.
Jewett, Clayton Murphy, Isaiah Harris, Josh Hoey looked good in the prelim. I mean, this is going to be
Wow.
this is going to be good. Who you got, Mitch?
I mean, I think Isaiah is very fit. I think he cruised through those heats,
Yeah.
but he could because there was
Which
6
Isaiah?
guys going through.
Which Isaiah?
Harris.
Okay.
I'm going with
funny,
Harris
like,
over Jewett. Yeah.
like you said Isaiah, and I knew you meant Harris.
Yeah. we jumped on the same bandwagon
Yeah.
there. I mean, it's like I think Isaiah wins that heat. To me, I don't think Clayton necessarily looked like he did. He looked good, but he didn't look so overly impressive where I'm like, wow, I'm gonna absolutely load up on Clayton Murphy. But in saying that, he is a great racer. So I don't know. Him and Jewett, I think, will fight it out for that second spot. But yeah, Isaiah Harris, this would be his first Olympic team if he were to make it. I believe he's been to the World Champs like 4 times or something like that. So he's had that US experience. He's just chasing that Olympic moment. But to me, he looked really good. I think he takes it out of Heat 1. I don't think either it'll be super quick.
Yeah. So you're saying Clayton Murphy, you don't think is top 2 in there?
No, I think it'll be between him and Jewett. I think, to your point, Josh Hoey, who I mentioned yesterday, Justin Rinaldi coach, looked good. He took the pace. He took his foot off the gas. Did what he needed to do. But I think it'll be a cluster. Like, I don't think it'll be a clean race. I think it'll be kind of messy between this top 4. I think Harris is the one that comes out of it.
Yeah.
I'm not confident enough on Murphy or Jewett to declare one better than the other.
Yeah.
So it could be interchangeable between those, and Hoey could be the wild card that gets an auto spot, but I also don't think it's going to be super quick. I think they all back their kick.
Yeah, I mean, Clayton's a guy that traditionally has always just kind of sat in the back and closed down hard. I think he'll make it. I said he'd make the team, so I'm just gonna keep riding with him until
you can't
he
go back.
proves me otherwise. But this will be a tough heat for to make it out of. I mean, it's crazy how it goes from 6 to 2.
Which is yeah.
Whatever.
It's silly. I understand you're trying to replicate the Olympics. I get that.
Is that how it's gonna be at the Olympics?
It's
I
6
know,
and
because they
then
have
2?
repechage rounds in the Olympics. So you get that. I'm pretty sure you get a day off if you qualify through. So everyone who gets knocked out gets another chance to go to the next round. But it's like everyone who's knocked out races off to get in. So these guys will actually, if they do make it through the first round, get a day off to let that repechage round happen. So no, I don't think it's like the Olympics. I think there's smaller amounts of guys that qualify automatically, and then they go to that repechage. So I think it's a bit weird that you have 6 guys go through and then force them to run another round if they don't have to. But maybe it makes more entertaining viewing. I don't know. But this now becomes really hard.
Yeah,
6 to 2?
Yeah,
That's
now
a big jump.
we're looking at Heat 2 right now, and this still Sam Whitmarsh, Brandon Miller, Hobbs Kessler, Benjamin Allen, like another really tough, and the Georgetown guy, is it Mitsatsa?
Yeah.
He looked.
He
looked
good.
good.
Yeah.
He was running really well up at the front yesterday. This is going to be a tough one to make it out. Hobbs just looked great.
Yeah.
In that round yesterday. Me and Mac were bullish on Hobbs last night.
Yeah.
Max said basically there's no way he's left off the team. He just looks really good running at this pace.
He did look really
He looks good.
Do you think he'd run both too? I mean, that's an easier double? Is the 815? I don't know the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I don't know,
it's not-
timeline-wise,
I mean,
yeah.
definitely not. Double sounds like hell. I mean, that's not an easy double. And if he made it, I can't imagine he would do both.
What do you think he would lean
Or
towards then?
is it just go, unless it's just 15 first, and then
Which I think it usually is.
Yeah,
I think
it is that
it
way.
would be tough, but there might be an overlap.
Okay.
Like we've seen before.
I mean, if the 15's first, then yeah, I guess, and there's no overlap.
And if you auto qualify, you do get that repechage day off in between.
Yeah.
Right.
But I will say, with the one thing with Hobbs, I think he does need a front runner that he can
Yes,
sit on.
yeah.
Like, he absolutely needs someone. So, but I think he
He's
has
not getting that
Tenoda.
from Whitmarsh.
Yeah.
No, you are absolutely not. But I think he's going to get that with Tenoda today.
Yeah,
So
I see.
he has obviously been directed, and he does it really well, just to sit on first place
Yeah.
and just fight for that spot. And no, he looks so good. He's running so free.
Yeah.
I think he's making this.
Yeah.
team.
Brandon Miller looks good.
Yeah.
I like the way Brandon Miller looked yesterday. I think he's. It's tough. It's tough.
Well, question: does Hobbs not have the standard, the Olympic
no.
standard?
No.
So that's the big.
He'll get.
he'll
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
If
That
he makes
final will be
it
quick,
to the
yeah,
final
that
and he
final will
runs
be
well
quick.
in the final,
I'd also be curious on his points.
because
where he
Hoppel's been
sits
talking to
go quick.
go quick.
Yeah. I really like that Matsasa guy, actually. Now that I think about it, he looked really good yesterday,
Matsasa.
like really good. And he's a 145-1 guy, so it's not
Yeah,
too
so
far off.
he's
Wow.
struggled with getting into like NCAAs. He's a
Which is
freshman this
crazy.
year.
Yeah.
He was one of the best 800-meter high school runners of all time. And but he's struggled getting into NCAAs this year. I think this outdoors he didn't make it out of regionals.
Wow.
But then he ran at UPenn and ran 1:45.1.
Wow.
The
That's
week
when you're a
after
coach,
not
you're
making
like,
it to
I'm
NCAAs.
pissed.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pissed.
he's pissed. Coach is pissed.
Yeah.
But like here, he has a shot to prove himself against a better field
Yeah.
and make it into the final and I don't know, just gain that experience. But yeah, I think that he certainly can make the final.
So Justin was just saying the 1500 final. This is sorry to go back to that Olympic point. 1500 finals Tuesday night. 800 meter round one is Wednesday morning at the Olympics. So the double would mean you're going back to back.
Yeah, it'd
hard
be a
for
tough
someone like Hobbs if he does
turnaround.
it. On that
Yeah.
point, I wonder then for Tenoda, the freedom of running here and being that underdog, like you've just said, like if the best case scenario is he gets through to the final, comes in the top three, runs an Olympic qualifier. There's no expectation on him to do that. That is just the best situation that could possibly happen. Flip side, in the NCAA, you come out of high school as like one of the greatest 800-meter runners in high school history. That expectation and that pressure to constantly perform might weigh down on his shoulders a little bit. And then to go to Penn, run 1:45.1, again, it's like whatever happens here, just run fast and see what happens. So maybe he has that same freedom in this scenario where it's like, all right, we'll just get out there and run and see what you can make of it.
Right, and it's like, look, we don't know why he wasn't able to, make it to the NCAA rounds, and was it some injury? What is he in peak fitness now? Was that a blessing in disguise where he just wasn't in form when maybe he thought it counted, but like now it's like really where it counted, and it's a happy accident that he's going to be peaking for the Olympic trials semifinals.
Yeah, he looked good. He'll have his work cut out for him to get to this final because, like we said, we got Hobbs, Brandon, Whitmarsh.
But moving it on to Heat 3, also looking great. I mean, the most notable name is Bryce Hoppel, who came out of yesterday's heat looking like he was jogging. I've never seen, I think it was a 1:46 he ran in the heat to advance on as the top guy. He looked like he was jogging. I don't know if it was his form, his stride length, whatever it was, the frequency. It looked good.
Yeah, it was funny because Hobbs kind of with like 50 to go, Hobbs was in first, and it looked like Hobb was like, oh, yeah, I'll just get the big Q, and then Hobb was like, actually, I kind of really want to win this heat. I want to win it. Sorry. I mean, he's the class of the field. What else can you say? He's the heavy favorite. He's already talked about making the final a very hard race. He was talking about the Kenyan athlete who ran 1:41, and now he wants to be a guy to prove that he can run really fast. So he wants to do that in the final. Eric Holt in this heat, it'll be interesting to see if he's able to make it out. Shane Cohen is kind of he's probably my favorite 8 guy right now in terms of he's exciting the way he runs the race. Makes it a thrilling last 100. Always seems to be able to close well, and if he can keep doing that, if he can keep going from last to first, it's a good thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
He's gonna be able to get through this heat.
Yeah.
He's gonna be able to get through this heat.
Yeah.
It's just up to if that strategy, if he's gonna keep doing that throughout it. If this heat, I wonder where do you see these fast, like the time qualifiers coming from? Which heat?
Which heat?
Yeah.
I don't think Bryce is really going to leave this one to chance.
Yeah.
I think that if you leave it slow, someone as experienced as Bryce will actually be afraid of Shane's kick.
Yeah.
Like, and all these guys are so confident, and I'm sure Bryce is just saying like, oh yeah, I can outkick him even if it is slow, and he probably can. He's a 143 guy. He's the only 143 guy here. But you have to respect it. And so if it's a slow race, you have to just give up one of those auto cues to Shane, because Shane's proven over and over and over that he can do this reliably.
Yeah.
I think that this one actually might be it. I think Bryce is just going to take it. We saw it yesterday that Bryce is comfortable taking it, and he's just going to not leave it to chance.
Yeah.
Comfortable taking it. I would just love to see him take it and get a more honest race from Shane Cohen and get up there and see what happens. I don't know if that's what we're gonna get, but like you said, Mac, Bryce Hoppel coming in as the only 143 guy. I think the only one faster is Clayton Murphy at a PB of 142, but we know maybe he's not in that shape, and so he has to know that I am the fastest one here. But if someone creeps up on him, to me that's not a good message going into the finals. I wouldn't want to be Bryce Hoppel and leave it to chance, because that could mess with you a little bit, getting kicked down by an NCAA runner.
It's unavoidable that Shane Cohen's going to be on the shoulder of everyone with 100 to go. They all know that. They're like, this guy, because even in the heat, and I spoke to him after, and he was like, man, my coach is pissed. He's like, I left that way. Even he was like, I left that way too long.
Oh, yeah,
like,
he's way off the back with 100 meters to go.
And it was like, I think what his adjustment today is going to be is that he won't want to come from 2 meters off the back of the pack. He's going to want to come 4 meters inside of the pack and move through. And I don't think someone like I don't think pace is a concern to Shane Cohen. I think he can roll with anything. He's a 144.9 guy coming all the way from the back, getting tripped up just about at NCAAs and made his way through. So I don't think pace is going to be an issue for him. I think he gets through here. I think it's him and Bryce that get these auto spots. Yeah. Like Max said, and like you've all said, like Bryce will make it honest. He won't want to fuck around and let somebody come in and potentially make it a tripping hazard or cautious or dangerous to get through to a semi. A lot of athletes say this is the hardest round you're going to run. This is the hardest thing you're going to do at these trials. So I think he takes it out, and I think Shane Cohen, he gets those little wheels spinning, and he is going to catch bodies in that last 100 and have fun doing it, because he's a guy that's just running with so much joy and so much freedom. And if you are the guy having the most fun out there, you're probably going to be the less stressed coming into that final 100. Now, Shane Cohen's coach will be the most stressed guy in the stadium with 100 meters to go. There's no doubt about that. But this is a guy who I flag as one of those wild cards that can actually make this team. And that 144.9 lifetime best is going to be shattered if he makes the final for sure.
Wow.
For sure.
What do you think? I mean, we don't have to do final projections, but I mean, what do you think makes it ultimately? Do you think some of these guys are going to have to dip into 143? Is that on the table
to make the team?
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah,
I don't know necessarily how fast.
You know what? It really depends.
Are you talking about to make the team in the final?
Yeah.
The final will be fast. I'm kind of glossing over Isaiah Jewett. He's when you're looking at these heats, you're looking at, all right, who are like the old style traditional 800 meter runners that like, I'm going to go out in 49.5 and I'm just going to make the race myself. Isaiah Jewett's one of those guys.
For sure.
And so I guess looking back at heat one, that might be the fast one. But I think that in the final, he's also going to take it. I think that everyone actually might defer to Isaiah Jewett to make that race. And then it's going to be, because he also has one of the fastest season bests of the field. So he's going to rely on that. He's going to say, I'm going to try to make this a 143 low race, and like, let's see who else can do it, because I don't think that there's too many other people that can actually run that quickly.
100%. And he's run 144.0 this year. So you're right. His season's best matches up with the best of them. Bryce has run 143 this year, obviously. The depth of talent here, I keep saying this is insane, but I really feel like that final, if all the heavy hitters get through, the best case scenario is the cream of the crop is in this final. I really feel like there's going to be a lifetime best, and I'm not shocked at all if the winner of it has a 142 in front of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not because at 142 high, I'm not saying they've dipped at 142 low and running into 141s. I don't think that's going to happen, but conditions favor. Bryce wants it hot. Isaiah wants it hot. If Clayton's there, he'll want to be kicking late. Like, I feel like you'll see a group of guys flirt, like the top of it flirt in 142, the middle of it flirt in 143 high to 144, and obviously come finals time there's going to be dead legs. There's going to be guys that can't rock with it at all. But
what's the
it's going to be quick.
What's the fastest that guys like Shane Cohen, the college guys, Whitmarsh, what have they come through a 400 or come through an 800 in? I mean, are they ready for a guy like Jewett to?
I'll say the one thing that I think the younger guys will not be used to is how physical the veterans. That happened last year at USA's. It was there was a couple of yellow flags that were thrown. They're physical out there.
Yeah.
And you have to be quick on your feet and your hands and defend your space. And some of the younger guys might get bullied out there.
Well, yeah.
It's totally unexpected, I think, from some of these younger guys. Clayton, Isaiah, Harris, and like Bryce will defend their space.
Yeah, you've seen it before.
Defend their space running 50-second pace.
Yeah.
Wow.
And some of those younger guys, I think, will be hesitant to fight for that ideal positioning on the track.
Yeah.
Once they're, sort of up in that battle.
Yeah, well, in that note, I mean, maybe someone like Shane Cohen, who would probably be in some trouble defending his space against some of those guys, is going to favor his way in the back and kicking it down, and that could be a tactic. I don't think we can count him out for how his style of running is. Keeps him out of trouble a little bit.
Yeah, it's just it's tough. Where let's say they do go through really quick and it's a bit stretched out, and a guy like Shane Cohen is used to just being in the back and kind of a pack and then kicking by. It's gonna be. He has an incredible kick, but if it's too stretched and he gets a bit of space, it's kind of over. I mean, so he can't really afford to just be sitting way in the back. If you've got a guy like Jewett pushing through in 49 and Hopple then taking over the lead, he needs to be more aggressive early on.
Yeah.
And if he is, we've seen people do this, especially at trials. We've seen Weeding, we've seen Nick Simmons do it over and over again. And I just don't think that we've seen yet if Shane is one of those guys.
Yeah.
He might be. We haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
This might be the start of his, his international story. But we've certainly seen, especially Vin athletes, who is Shane's coach, do this sit and kick over 800 meters and be successful doing it.
Yeah, and I guess to your point, like if he is at the back and he does have to move around, the likes of also having to get around a Hobbs Kessler, who we know is a guy that holds his space
he does.
really well. Like his space is his space, don't step near it. And Isaiah Harris is strong, Clayton Murphy is strong. To your point, Mac, yeah, there are some of these young kids, and particularly if someone like Matsada makes his way through, right? Like this college freshman, like these college guys are about to... You know how they talk about in basketball? It's like, what was your coming of the NBA moment? What was your welcome to the NBA moment? This is going to be like, welcome to fucking championship race moment, guys. Like, welcome to the party. Yeah. Who do you know here?
The green with a seatbelt, buckle up.
It's going to be brutal. But, yeah, provided all the big hitters make it through, that is going to be a great final. But they've got their work cut out for him on this qualification system, only being top two and then... two from there, like that is a brutal reality. But we're in for it. Yeah, we're in for a show.
In for a show. We've got some other exciting semis. It's a big semi day going on here. We do have one final, but starting in hot, we've got it's going to start with the 100-meter hurdles for the women. We also have the men's 400-meter hurdle semi, the women's 200-meter semi, and then the men's 200-meter semi, and then finally we've got the 110-meter hurdle final for the men. I want to defer to you, Mitch. What's it? Especially you've been in the mix zone there. Who coming off yesterday's semi? I don't know if you chatted with anyone, but who's your kind of your favorites here, and who's seeming like they're faring well?
Oh, Grant Holloway can't lose.
Yeah.
The only thing that beats Grant Holloway is a hurdle. That's it. The only way this guy loses is if he clips a hurdle and touch wood. He doesn't do that. He is just in supreme form. You've never seen a 12.81 in a heat and a 12.92 in a semi look so easy. Like this guy is on one. Don't be surprised if he goes near world record timing today. Don't be surprised by anything that Grant Holloway can pull out. Everyone in this field has the Olympic standard.
Wow, I was just looking at that. So
anybody in the top three, you don't have to worry about points or qualifications or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're going through. Look, it is a real... It's going to be a blanket finish behind Grant. It's going to be Grant, give it about 3, 4, 5 meters, and then it's going to be a blanket with, the likes of Trey Cunningham. Daniel Roberts looked good. Crittenden looked good. Even Davion Wilson on the outside can get going if he's feeling it. So, shit. I mean, I feel like I really want to defer to like Anderson or Caitlin because I think they could weigh in far more intelligently than what I can. My only lock is that it's going to be Grant.
Yeah.
But he'll have some challenges, and I think the likes of a Trey Cunningham with experience can get up there. And even Crittenden is a guy for me that look really good.
Looked really good. Daniel Roberts is one of the more experienced guys out there. So, but yeah, it's kind of the Grant Holloway show in this event for sure.
Yeah, and just looking even, I mean, I know it's PBs, but, Grant Holloway coming in with a 12.81, for a PB, but also the only one to run, I think, a season's best in the 12s here. So I don't know how you line up against someone like that and you don't say, okay, so that's one, who's going for 2 and who's going for 3.
12.80 is the world record.
Yeah.
Okay, that puts it
He
into
should get it.
perspective.
I think he
Get it. It'd be sick to see that.
I feel like he can run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like he can run it.
Yeah.
Supremely confident as well. I don't think, and I might be wrong, he's stopped in the mix zone yet. I don't think he's spent too much time talking to people. Like, I
Okay.
think he's maybe here or there, or maybe like a minute or two interview, but he's locked in. He's ready to go. In fact,
Yeah.
he was like saying to Chris, because I don't know if you saw in the heats, Chris put up a tweet and he was like, breaking news, Grant Holiday still good at hurdles. And Grant was like, how the fuck is this breaking news?
Oh, yeah, no,
and he doubled down in the semis and did it again. And he's like, you're a clown, man. So I have a feeling that if he wins, we might have great access, because I think he's going to gravitate straight to Chris and go, hey man, how about that breaking news, a world
Get him
record?
on the show.
Oh yeah, he came. He walked by here and he was yelling up.
Yeah.
He was heckling.
Oh, he was heckling the shit out of Chris. Yeah,
Love that.
I was like, what did Chris even say? I'm like,
What?
Chris is kind of fucked.
You're not winning that fight.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'm not backing you up.
I'm like, Chris, you gotta be careful out there, man.
Yeah, I think
Talking
it's
trash.
he'll win. I hope it's a world
Yeah.
record, which would also be an American record, given that it's Americans that have it. But he just looks
that'll
so
that'll be a really
That
fun one to
close
watch.
to
Yeah.
world record. He's 0.01 away, or 0.02, I guess.
Yeah. Is
That's-
it, I'm not sure how to say his first name. Is it Arias
Arias Merritt?
Yeah, he's the one who's got it. So
Yeah.
back
Okay.
in 2012, so it'll be a 12-year world record.
He got that at the Olympics, right?
I think so.
Did he?
Yeah, I think
might
he
be
did.
wrong,
I think he
but
did.
Yeah, no, I think he did.
Jeez, it's incredible when you put things into perspective like that. We were talking yesterday. It's a little bit of a segue, but Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, her PB of all time
Oh my
would have
God.
placed her 13th in the men's semi.
That's actually
bananas.
That is crazy, yeah.
She is
It's
so
crazy.
good.
She's just head and shoulders above everyone else. And when you hear things like that, oh, wow, you put it into perspective and you see how these athletes perform. Yeah, it's easy to look at the last guy and be like, oh man, what's he do? And then you see, oh wait, what's that in comparison to the world?
Crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
We've been talking about it a bit this week. High schoolers at these trials and how they're doing in like phenoms. There's a guy in the 400-meter hurdles named Vance Nielsen, Arizona state champ. He was in over the sticks yesterday. Ran 50.13. Just to talk about storylines, I would love to see this kid make it through to this 400-meter hurdles final.
He's a high schooler?
High schooler,
Yeah.
coming straight out of
Wow.
Arizona. Don't know where he's committed to for college or what that looks like for him, but he's going to go in heat 2 of these 400-meter hurdle finals as well with Caleb Dean on his
Jeez.
inside.
The high schoolers just get
They just get better.
They get better. They get crazy response. Like they like the high schoolers.
They're
They
about
are
it, yeah.
getting because Sadie Engelhart
Yeah.
in the 15 yesterday got a huge applause, bigger than all the pros in her heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like watching high school phenoms crush it.
Well,
Who
it's great for
doesn't?
storyline. Yeah, it is great for storyline.
Oh, and the potential. I think it's like the potential
Yeah.
people live. It's like
Yeah.
you come into the stadium and there's just that I'm getting to like listen to the record before everyone hears it and knows that it's going to be cool. I'm getting to see this runner perform and maybe years down the road when they're competing again and maybe in that contention to make an Olympic team, maybe even gold or make medal at the Olympics. You get to say I knew them when and I saw them compete. I think that's what people love.
God damn. Yeah, I agree. It's like cool to see, and it's like the magical storyline. Oh my God, if they make the team, they're in high school. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like Quincy Wilson, like prime example.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. I don't know if we're touching on sprints or not, but talking about the
Let's do
fucking
it.
zigzagging of picking heats, heat 1 or semi 1, whatever you want to call it, of this women's 2. Sha'Carri Richardson, Jenna Prandini, Jaden Mays, the Oregon Duck, and TT Terry. All in one heat. All in one heat.
Oh my God, that's worse than the women's 15.
They're
Yeah.
back at it.
They zigged again.
They zigged.
They did not
This is the
zag.
biggest zig of all the zags.
Oh wow, that
I mean-
is loaded. Granted, it's loaded field, so maybe
Right.
hard to separate them. But that is
Sha'Carri just looked so good in that.
Oh.
In that
Oh, man.
yesterday in her
Lightning.
heat. I mean, she was the only one under 22. I mean, she really let
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
My
She
question
looked
is like
fantastic.
with the sprints, obviously, like, you know, you can have a distance race, go out slow. That's a tactic. I just feel like I haven't seen any of these key players do that in the sprints, and obviously I think maybe that's the tactic is you can't go easy, but I mean they let up at the end, but like I have yet to see Sha'Carri not run hard and then just let up if it's not a final.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's here to prove a point. She's
Yeah.
here to prove a big point that she can run
Yeah.
rounds and she can run hard in every round and make it through and run hard in the final. Obviously, a great training group like TT Terry, one of her training partners as well. So they'll go off again. They both made the 100. Yeah, she. To both your points, she just looked a class
doesn't
above.
let up.
Yeah, she looked a class above running all the way through. An easy 21.99.
Yeah, she like breathes through her nose too.
Mm.
Is that a I don't know. I need
Oh, it's
to
a
learn
flex.
more.
Yeah.
It's a flex.
It's
Yeah.
a straight up flex.
She's like smiling, breathing through her
She's like, oh,
nose.
you guys are mouth breathers?
Crossing the line.
She's like, geez, have some respect.
Sucks
Close
to
your
be you.
mouth.
Yeah, sucks
She's
to
her
be
mouth
you.
like
Yeah.
taped. Like I can't even try.
Yeah, these will be great. Yeah, this women's 200 meter final. I think it's on Saturday, or is it? Do they have a day off?
The final,
I think it is. I think it's Saturday.
it's Saturday, so meaning they don't
Yeah.
have a day
It's
off.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, so it goes semis today.
Mackenzie Long looked great.
Looked
After
good.
probably a disappointing 100, and she's the fastest of the field this year,
Yeah.
right? She's
Yeah.
Yeah.
with that 21.8.
Wow.
Is that a world leading time?
I think it's world leading.
Right?
Yeah.
That's got to be incredible. Talk about, that college, experience coming in here. World leading. I think that's to be a college student, a recent one, and have a world leading time.
It is. Yeah, her 21.8's world leading. Yeah.
Oh man, I was gonna say it was like, it's Sha'Carri's race, but then you forget about Gabby Thomas just because I don't see her name on the
She
first
looked
heat.
good yesterday. She looked good.
She looked good,
Wow.
very good. It's going to be incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
Abby Steiner, someone who hasn't quite looked as good as she has in years past, but I mean, if you have a good day,
Anything can happen.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah,
If
men's
you-
twos as well. We already spoke about it. Noah with the double Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah, he'll rock through. Kenny B, the world leader in that. He's 19.6 in Doha, still the world lead. So that was at the start of the Diamond League season. Yeah, shit. Sprints here are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I got no intelligent opinion to weigh in on sprints here because you guys are so loaded. But every semi is going to be fast.
It's going to be fast. We got a great day on tap. So many exciting things. Hopefully we see some more Yu-Gi-Oh! And, it's going to be a beautiful day. Sun is shining. Wear your sunscreen. And, yeah, buckle up because we've got some incredible semis on tap and one final. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Karen, Eric, and Mitch coming at you from the lumber town that is Eugene, Oregon. Well, former, now Seal Town. It's a drama. We'll talk more about it later. We got an afternoon show coming up. Thank you guys, and we'll see you later.
Woo!